Connor, you're asking me a difficult question here, but let's have a go. So I think Neil Ardley got it right recently. When you're in the middle of a bad run, you need to get the basics right. So if you start with a firm foundation, then at least you've got something to work with. And I think the change that he made in midweek, bringing in Tunji Akinola, had some limited success, because even though by his own admission, Ardley said that they lacked quality at times, at least they were stronger, at least they had more energy and tempo. And I think off the back of that, Ollie Sanderson scored his first goal for the club. Goals have been so difficult to come by for Woking. Last season they were among one of the lowest in the National League, but they've got a decent striker in this side. Ollie Sanderson, he's on loan from Fulham. He had a spell at Bradford City last season. He's played at a higher level. He knows what it takes. The question is, he needs support. He needs support going forward. And when I saw them play against Scunthorpe, there was very little of that last week. But there are crumbs of comfort here, Connor, because there were good signs against Wealdstone. And I think the platform for this success is at both ends of the field for me, with Tunji Akinola acting as the defensive midfielder and Ollie Sanderson up front. I think so, yes. And do you know, even though it was such a poor performance against Scunthorpe, they actually started very positively. They had a lot of possession, and with Drew and Richards, they have two players with pace who are eager to get down the line. And I think should they start this game confidently and as I say, build on those basics, then I think they'll grow into this game and play with a bit more self-belief. And of course with Harry Buterman, who I like very much as a player, playing, I suspect, behind Ollie Sanderson. He will have support, not only through the middle, but from those both sides, as you say. Welcome this afternoon to this Prestige Group Stadium for the National League clash between Hartlepool United and Woking. Well, for Woking, 3 games in, no points to show for it. It has understandably been a difficult start to their season, feeling bruised and low on confidence, but at least the players have shown more efforts and energy in their 2-1 defeats at home to early pace setters Wealdstone than they did against Scunthorpe United last weekend. Neil Ardley certainly didn't think they deserved to lose that one and would have been pleased to see Ollie Sanderson get off the mark. Another stiff test awaits them today. Hartlepool United finishing 11th last season, just 2 points behind Woking, have made a strong start to the new campaign under their new coach Simon Grayson. Unbeaten so far, 1-2, drawn 1, yet to concede. It's not the kind of game Woking would have relished, making the long journey north. But as Ardley admitted, football is brutal, and all you can do when things aren't going your way is pick yourselves up and stick together. Pretty cloudy in the northeast by the North Sea. Two sides very much with contrasting fortunes. Hartlepool United near the top of the table, Woking plumbing the depths, hoping they can change that today with their first victory of the season. As for the team news, Woking have made a couple of changes following the 2-1 defeats against Wealdstone, with Aaron Drew coming in at right back. Aidan O'Brien also comes into midfield, making way. Matty Ward, he's out of the squad completely, and Jamie Andrews drops to the bench. So they line up with Ross, Drew Okoli, Odesina and Richards Akinola sitting in as the defensive midfielder. Hines, Turner, O'Brien, Buteman and Sanderson, the goal scorer for Woking in midweek. Hartlepool United 2-0 win at Altrincham. Such an impressive performance from them. Just the one change that's enforced, with Jay Ben withdrawn due to injury, taking his place Matty Daly. They line up with Cartwright, McNally, Coogan and John. Daly, Sharon, Miley, Tapaloy, Francis, Johnson and Reid. And we're pretty much ready to get underway for this afternoon's game, with Hartlepool white jerseys, thin blue striped jerseys, blue shorts, kicking off from left to right in the first half as they try to build down the left hand side. And with the clearance is Odesina. And Woking in their yellow jerseys, blue shorts and yellow socks have just conceded a throw on the far side. Well, at this time of year, the games really do come thick and fast. After this one, Woking are back at home against York City, so that's not going to be any easier for them. And Hartlepool United just defending right now, but they give the ball away to Hines, level with the 18-yard box, lifted ball towards the far post. Challenging for that one is Drew. Can't get away though from Francis, and he tucks the ball infield. And Miley clears. Only up towards halfway. Miscued clearance from United, and Woking win a throw halfway inside their own half. So definitely crumbs of comfort for Woking. Much improved from their performance against Scunthorpe United. And Drew just picks up the second ball. And Kuogan clears over the halfway line. Okoli with a foul on Reid. Or so it looked that way, but play continues. Cleared along by Ross onto the chest of Sanderson. Tucks it infield for Buteman. Now with Richard, stands still, finds Buteman in a lovely pocket of space and drills the ball, looking for the run of Hines. cutting in from the right hand side, but it was just too close to the goalkeeper Harvey Cartwright. Hartlepool United then, of course, coming into this game, yet to concede this season. They're not taking part in the National League Cup. They withdrew their invitation. Clear tug on Jamie Miley. Free kick for the home side. Foul from Jack Turner, who scored that consolation goal against Scunthorpe United last weekend, straight from a corner kick. Although it has been credited by some as a goalkeeping own goal. O'Coley with a powerful header, drops towards the halfway line. And now it's back with Cartwright, who clears right down the middle over the halfway line. Reid just peels away from Drew, but the offside flag goes against him. Reid already 2 goals to his name, a new signing for United this season. So much experience at this level, playing for 8 clubs including Wrexham and Oldham, averaging almost a goal in every 3 appearances. Johnson leaving the ball onto that far side, and Reid did look clearly offside, and now it goes up because he's touched the ball, but from my position he was at least 3 yards offside, and I think Reid knew that himself. But of course, until he touches the ball, the flag isn't going to go up. But the front 2 for Hartlepool United, between them, have so much experience. Reid, of course, at National League level. Danny Johnson, now 32, ex-Walsall player. More than 350 league appearances, both in England and Scotland. Smart turn from Cameron John, on a season-long loan from York City, and he wins the throw. Halfway side is own half. Coming up to 5 minutes gone. I'm sure you can hear the beat of a drum in the distance. I can't quite see where that is. And Topoloy with the throw, straight onto the head of O'Coley. Up it comes to the halfway line. Sanderson with a knockdown to Turner, who digs the ball out from under his feet, looking for the run of Aidan O'Brien. That was overhit. And in fact, the ball previously went out of play just in front of the Hartlepool dugout on the far side. Named after Cyril Knowles. Here comes Cunningham, allowed to run, drifts towards this right hand side, connects with Francis, signing from Barnet, just looking for possibly Johnson. That doesn't come off, but Sharon picks up the loose ball, back with Cameron John, hurtling towards the halfway line. Reid drops short, comes towards Topoloy instead. As Hartlepool United build again with Matty Daly out towards McNally on this near side. He scored the second goal against Altrincham, and he's about to win his side a free kick, with Harry Buteman just holding back the central defender, who's joined the club from Kidderminster Harriers. First genuine set piece of the afternoon going for Hartlepool United. Matty Daly will be taking this on the inside right. Woking lining up their defence right on the halfway line as Francis peels away. Cross comes in, partially headed away by Caleb Richards. Here's Jamie Miley, the former Newcastle United Academy player on loan with Newport County last season. Just happy to let that ball go out. Throw for Hartlepool United. Miley picks up again, down the right hand side, running away from goal, and gets the ball inside towards Cunningham and McNally. Francis peeling away down this right hand side, receives it now, closely marked by Drew. Short pass in field now to Sharon, into McNally, level with the 18-yard box, straight onto the head of Drew. Turner with a weak header gives the ball away once again to United. Now all of a sudden just building up a little momentum, a little steam in the opening stages. Coming up to 8 minutes, 0-0. Johnson almost just quite slow on the turn then. Now runs down this right hand slide. Sliding in though is Harry Beautyman. Throw for United. They take it quickly with Sharon. Looks for the passing field to Miley. First time ball. Looks as though it was meant for Johnson. Doesn't reach Francis. Sharon barges in again. Wins the ball temporarily. Up towards the chest of Sanderson. Still inside the working half. Aimless looking ball though from Tunji Akinola. And it's back inside the Hartlepool United half with Harvey Cartwright. All in a lightish blue kit today. Poor touch from Odesina allows Reese. In fact, it was Reed with the touch. Possibly looking for the run of Johnson ahead of him. But it just grazed up his boot. And straight to Craig Ross. Odesina in the right back position, closely marked by Johnson. Spins and gets it back towards Okoli. He didn't have such a great start to his time here at Woking. Sent off on his debut when the sides met here in January. In fact, Woking took the lead through an own goal, only for Luke Charman to equalise. Richards pokes the ball in field. Lovely turn from Sanderson, then squares it to Akinola. Turner almost wins the ball, but it's Cunningham. Ball over the top. Too long now for Reed. Meanwhile, at the other end, Aidan O'Brien keeps the ball in play. Hines, lovely turn, low centre of gravity, battling for it with Topoloy, the Kosovan. Back with Hines. Down the right hand side, drills the ball in towards the edge of the box. Sanderson just a little annoyed with that pass. It was slightly under hit. And Sanderson was just having to just check his run on the edge of the box. Would have preferred it, I dare say, in front of him. But Woking have made that solid start. And just as they are trying to break down the right hand side, the ball goes out of play. Quiet start to this game, 10 minutes gone. And I think Neil Ardley will be content with the start Woking have made. Certainly with the shape, the organisation. Hartlepool certainly enjoying more of the ball, but Woking have looked comfortable so far. Hartlepool come forward with Reed, giving chase, gets in behind Odesina, but the push is on Odesina. But that was just an example of Reed's pace up against Odesina and Okoli. And Reed certainly has a physical presence about him, and he's quick. Tariq Hines back to Tunji Akinola, to Beautyman in a central position straight towards Cameron John. And Cunningham back towards Cartwright, skims it right across the pitch towards the halfway line. United slightly fortunate to win the ball back. With Cunningham, threads the ball down this side. First touch from Francis is good, then tucks inside. Seemed to just run into Drew and wins a free kick because he seemed to slip running into Drew. Wins the free kick, but Francis, as a player with a lot of pace to burn. And this is a more dangerous set piece than the first they had, outside the box, about 30 yards out. This is next to the byline, down the right hand side. And Daly's going to swing this one in, right footed. Raises the right arm, bends it away from goalie. Hook shot comes in from Rhys McNally, the ball dropping behind him. And it just drifts over the bar. First genuine chance of the game. Still goalless though. At the Prestige Group Stadium, 0-0 between Hartlepool United and Woking. Woking coming forward. First touch from Aidan O'Brien, shielded off the ball by McNally, and hooks the ball right footed towards the halfway line. Poor first touch from Johnson, looks towards the skies, throwing for Woking. Well, it's goalless here as well, but it's not a bad start at all from Woking. I think they've looked quite secure and comfortable at the back. They've yet to exert any real pressure on the Hartlepool United defence. But as I say, the defence has been quite compact. They have given away a couple of set pieces, and just a moment or two ago, Hartlepool United did create their first chance, but Rhys McNally's hook shot went well over the bar. 0-0 after 14 minutes. As Aidan O'Brien just allows the ball to drift down the right hand side of the penalty box. Topolai goes down under a tackle. O'Brien is saying, what have I done? But it's going to be a free kick for Hartlepool United. Rather grey and cloudy driving up for this game. I was quite optimistic we'd be in for quite a sunny afternoon by the North Sea coast, but sadly it's rather cloudy and, dare I say, a little chilly as well. A bit of a breeze blowing as Hartlepool United now come forward with Francis, gets ahead of Drew, drills a ball in, stabbed away by Tunji Akinola. Such a mature head, Tunji Akinola. Lovely pass inside from Daly towards Francis, up against Drew, who's having a busy afternoon against the former Barnet player. Still with his red boots, tussling for the ball with Drew. Then gesturing to his right, goes back towards the halfway line. Found no way forward, so that's really good defending from Aaron Drew. Cameron John trying to shake off Aidan O'Brien, not once, not twice. Good play from the former Millwall man. As Hartlepool United clear, straight down the middle again as Drew allows the ball to drop over his shoulder, tries to hook the ball away, comes off the chest of Johnson, and Woking just for a moment almost caught out there, with Drew caught in no man's land, not knowing whether to stick or twist with the long clearance over the top. And it was one of those awkward ones. As he was running back towards his own goal, the ball was dropping over his shoulder, with Johnson very much putting him under pressure. Frustration from the home fans as Woking win another throw. Down this left hand side, crowd not happy with Richards making possibly 5 or 10 yards down the touchline. Turner, square pass to his right to Hines, up against Topolai. It's got Turner for support. Still down the right hand side with Beautyman. Hines, lovely turn, but Topolai gets to it first. shrugs him off, continues with the ball. Then it seems to fall behind him towards Sheeran. Now with Johnson. As O'Coley goes straight into the back of him. The referee seems to be happy with that. And not only that, Woking win the free kick as well. Well, the referee was well positioned, no more than 3 or 4 yards away, as O'Coley made his presence felt, going right into the back of Johnson. But O'Coley wasn't heavy-handed by any means. And there's just a stoppage in play now, with a Woking player down. I think it's Turner, but he's back on his feet now. And with his white boots, he's going to come over and take this Woking free kick just on the edge of the centre circle. Plenty of men forward for Woking, as it's flighted towards the left edge of the box, cleared by Cunningham, but Buteman gets to it. Forced to the left, tries to get the cross in, comes off Francis. Woking enjoying some possession though inside the Hartlepool United half, and Drew may well be hurling this one into the box, just dries the ball on his jersey, steps back as far as he can to the hoardings and hurls one. It's not a great one though, really short, isn't anywhere near O'Coley, the nearest man to the ball. Hines tries to pick out Sanderson, who controls it really well and blasts it goalwards, takes a deflection and a corner for Woking. So excellent control. Hines with the cross, and Sanderson just on the edge of the box, chested the ball down, lovely turn, struck it on the volley, right-footed, and it came off the United defender, Turner, right-footed, towards the back post, and Harvey Cartwright gathered that one comfortably enough in a very congested 6-yard area. But as we saw against Scunthorpe last week, he's pretty good with his corners, is Jack Turner. Cameron John, I think, just took a knock as the corner was played in, and he's just walking a little gingerly towards the physio. So still 0-0, 19 minutes, 20 minutes now on the clock, and Woking have had the best chance of the game, and that came for Ollie Sanderson. And as long as Sanderson can get the service that he and every striker craves, he looks capable of possibly causing some trouble for the Hartlepool United defence. But so far, as we seem to be heading for a drinks break while Cameron Johnny's receiving treatment, 20 minutes gone, defence is very much on top, chances few and far between. Hartlepool United certainly enjoyed a decent spell of pressure, forcing a couple of set pieces. Neither goalkeeper forced to make a save. Wherever you are listening to us on the BBC Sport website, we really hope that you are enjoying our coverage this afternoon. You're missing none of the action, by the way. We're about to get back underway. Harvey Cartwright will clear, and it just goes all the way through to his opposite number, Craig Ross. Aidan O'Brien just forced into his own half, and Odesina picks up, just trotting, puts his foot on the ball, 2 or 3 touches, gets it square inside. Neat turn from Tunji Akinola. Far too quick for Nathan Sharon. Gives away the free kick. Woking building down this left-hand side with Buteman. He's got Drew for support. Cuts in field. And O'Brien just had a small pocket of space ahead of him there. Gets it squared to Turner. It's now the switch play towards the right-hand side. Level with the penalty box. Woking with Hines. Up against Topolai. Gets a decent cross in for Buteman, who knocks it down. Now Drew, shot charge down. Cleared by Sheeran. To Reed. And Turner is absolutely furious with the referee. Unhappy with the decision going against him. Free kick for Hartlepool United. Woking are definitely coming into this game now. But the score is still goalless beyond the halfway points in the first half. Reese McNally near the halfway line. Sanderson giving him no time. And Cunningham lifts it down this right hand channel. Again Drew battling for it with Francis. As Francis just tried to poke the ball through Drew's legs, and Drew certainly one of the busiest players so far this afternoon for Woking. Francis to take the throw. Francis with the cross, charged down by Drew, nods the ball away up towards Sanderson, just beyond his own box, and Drew clears. Right footed, lovely flick on by O'Brien. Just too far though for Buteman, as Cameron John, now fully recovered, gets it back to Cartwright. His clearance over the head of both Wright and Okoli. Okoli goes down clutching his head, and the referee, I think, may just want a word with Reed here. Again, he's calling on the physio as the referee. And the boos are ringing out. Certainly towards the referee, who's saying, look, that's a head knock, he needs treatment. Thomas Parsons also wants a word with Alex Reed as well. And he may well be suggesting that if he continues to commit any more fouls, he may well go in the book. Coley, meanwhile, he's just heading off with the physio, so this stop-start nature of the game at the moment certainly isn't helping with the flow of the game, but that may well suit Woking more than Hartlepool. Coley, I think, is going to be perfectly okay. And Ross in a luminous green kit today. Plays it long straight out of play. Just seeing 2 or 3 flags to my left. Seem to be blowing quite strongly in the breeze, so we should take that into account. As a move for Hartlepool United breaks down the layer from Reed, just too strong for Francis, but that's warmly acknowledged by the home fans. But certainly Hartlepool United are showing more of a presence down the right hand side with Francis and his lightning pace. Topolai down the left hand side doesn't offer the same kind of pace. Okoli clambering all over Akinola and Reed. He concedes the free kick this time. Ironic cheers from the home fans. Still 0-0. And Hartlepool build now down the left hand side with John. Pass intercepted by Turner. And chase on for Sanderson, but ahead of him though is John. And Harvey Cartwright just steps beyond his own D, clears right down the middle. Brilliant athletic jump from Okoli, getting well ahead of Alex Reid, who isn't getting much change out of the central defender for Woking. Out on the halfway line with Hartlepool United again. As they come forward down the left-hand side this time. Mildly involved in that move before it just breaks down. Sanderson says it was being hauled down by Cunningham. Play continues though, and the former Scunthorpe man hooks the ball forward. Almost a little bit of hesitancy there between Okoli and Odesina, but between them the clear over the halfway line, straight onto the head of Cunningham. As Akinola commits the tackle on Matty Daly. So the game just feels as though it could go up a gear or two at the moment. Quite even. 0-0. Hartlepool United 0. Woking 0. Ahead of play, Woking still looking for their first points. Decent ball on this near side. Controlled well by Francis, and Drew had one if not both arms around Francis right in front of the assistant referee, and I'm not really sure how Drew could plead his innocence there, unless he's saying Francis was backing into him perhaps, but it was clear as day that was a foul against Francis. And the referee saying, okay, any more of that and your name might go in the book as well. So Matty Daly has his free kick for Hartlepool United. Reid just stood outside the 6-yard box. Johnson just behind him. Cunningham there as well. Every outfield player for Woking inside the box to defend this. Daly, right arm raised, bends it in. It's a shallow ball in. Half a chance for Johnson, but it's cleared by Hines in the nick of time for Woking. Wasn't a great cross. It's pumped back in again. Oh, the header comes in. Oh, stunning finish from Francis. Unbelievable ball coming in, and it may well have been from Topoloi, I think. Topoloi with an outstanding crossfield ball for Francis. Francis is not the tallest on the pitch by any means, but he leapt up brilliantly to power the ball in behind Craig Ross. What a stunning finish. And it just felt as though the moment he headed the ball, it was going into the back of the net. Ross had no chance. Hartlepool United 1, Woking 0. What a goal. And Francis certainly has been one of the best players for Hartlepool United. But to get up the way he did, the timing, the power behind the ball as well. Stunning finish with his head. And we finally see a goal in this game. Now, I'm not going to say that was against the run of play, but Woking was certainly growing into the game. But Woking have a free kick themselves, halfway inside the Hartlepool United half. Can they respond quickly? Here's Turner. Up against a one-man wall. Decent ball in two, partially killed by Topolai. Aidan O'Brien battling for it. Across though is Reid, just clears. United had everybody back in their own half. Drew pokes it down the near side for O'Brien. O'Brien goes down under the tackle of McNally. Throw for Woking. Here's Odesina. We're going to have an update now with BBC Radio Surrey. I have, and Woking are behind again. Hartlepool United 1, Woking 0. And Woking, just as they were growing into the game, creating a couple of chances themselves, including a great effort from Ollie Sanderson on the volley, which went for a corner. They have gone down to a quite brilliant goal. Top of line with a wonderful crossfield pass straight onto the head of Jermaine Francis. Leapt up brilliantly. He's not even anywhere near the biggest player on the pitch. Rose acrobatically and bulleted the ball past Craig Ross, giving him no chance. 33 minutes gone as Woking win a corner. Hartlepool United 1, Woking 0. Good response this from Woking. Turner on this left hand side. Bends the ball again towards the near post. The keeper struggling but gets a fist to it. And Miley clears. And he's hobbling now. There's a Woking player inside the box. And it's Sanderson who's down. So once again, Woking fall behind. They've yet to take the lead this season. And this is going to be another test of character for them. But it hasn't been a bad performance from Woking. I must stress that they were growing into the game, but that was just a moment of brilliance from Hartlepool United. There could be some activity on one of the benches. Coming up to 35 minutes, and it looks like there's going to be a change for Woking, and I think it's Sam Ashford who might be coming on, and that's really bad news because Ollie Sanderson is coming off, and it's difficult to say what the issue may well have been. Was he coming into the game with an injury niggle perhaps? But Woking are making an enforced change. That's really, really bad news for Woking. Sanderson is off, and Sam Ashford is on after just 35 minutes. And Ashford will have a point to prove because he was sent off in the National League Cup against the West Ham under-21s. But he's on. No Effiong today. He may well have been the one to replace Sanderson, but he isn't on the subs bench. Josh Osunday could certainly be an option later in the game. We know that he has got electrifying pace, just like Jermaine Francis, the goal scorer in this game so far. But that's a low blow for Woking. A goal down, and now without their main striker, Ollie Sanderson, who we can only presume is injured. As Odesina has to conceded throw. Deep inside the Woking half, down the right hand side. 7 or 8 minutes to go before half time. Hartlepool United 1, Woking 0. Topolai spinning, trying to get away from Hines. Lovely 1-2 with Johnson, has it again, pokes it down the line. Runs loose, but it's with John. Up against Ashford. And Woking win a throw. Buteman gets the ball quickly, then trundles it square to Drew. Drew, that's a really poor ball, far too short. In fact, it's from Richards to Drew. Now with Francis on the edge of the area. He's up against Richards. Gets to the byline, tries to cut the ball back. Good defending from Richards, almost on his backside. The ball cannons off his chest and out for a corner, but Francis again is tormenting the Woking defence. And it's going to be a corner for them on this near side. Johnson, the only player for Hartlepool United inside the 6-yard box. Francis drops short, he's marked by Hines. O'Brien near the near post. Over comes the corner. The ball now outside the box with Topolai. Back with Topolai. Drills the ball in towards the edge of the area, headed away by Okalai. Now a chance of a break for Woking. Drew just had to wait for the ball just to sit up for him. And O'Brien plays it square to Odesina, now near the halfway line with Turner. He's got Hines to his right. Infield it goes with Akinola. Richards towards Drew. Down the left they come, square into Richards again. Drills it now into the feet of O'Brien on the edge of the United box. He's going to shoot, drills it through the legs of Cunningham, but Cartwright was right behind that one. Still Hartlepool United 1, Woking 0. With about 6 minutes to go before half time. Nally just having to shield the ball away from Ashford. And I think Woking fans may well be wondering how they might be getting back into this game. Certainly now that they've lost Sanderson. Huge opportunity for him to show what he can do. Francis, hands to his head. Couldn't believe that the decision for a throw went against him. Drew the throw. Powerful header from McNally. Downward header. And Reed wins a free kick as Akinola goes into the back of him. Well, it was something of a slow burner to start with, but the game has warmed up. We've seen the goal. And Hartlepool United are attacking again with Daly. Drills the ball in towards the far post. It's clipped in by Johnson. The header comes in from Cameron John. It was lifted in from Johnson towards the back post. And almost on the goal line himself, Cameron John nods it over the line. Hartlepool United 2, Woking 0, with less than 4 minutes to go before half time. And Hartlepool's fine start to the season is continuing. The player on loan from York City adding the second for Hartlepool United. But the deep cross to the back post created that opportunity that ultimately led to Hartlepool United doubling their lead. Ashford wins a free kick. Well, against Scunthorpe last weekend, the Woking heads noticeably dropped when they went 2-0 down. And now they're facing a similar situation. What will their response be this time? A goal before half-time. So Okoli just nods the ball well wide, so that free kick didn't amount to anything. Hartlepool United 2, Woking 0. We'll have another update with BBC Radio Surrey just before half-time. As they try to come forward again, but that move doesn't really come to anything at all. So goals from Jermaine Francis and Cameron John. No, it's not, I'm afraid. So they are now trailing at Hartlepool United by 2-0. Cameron John with the second. A fantastic crossfield pass beyond the back post. It found Johnson, the striker for Hartlepool United. He clipped the ball back into the 6-yard box, and Cameron John made no mistake nodding the ball over the line. It's not the news we needed, and worse news still, Ollie Sanderson has gone off, we presume injured, and he has been replaced by Sam Ashford. So we've got less than a minute to go before half-time. Hartlepool United 2, Woking 0. Cross comes in as Ross is struggling there as he palms the ball away. Back with Sheeran, clips the ball back in. Oh, it seemed to come off the arm of Okoli, but he had it tucked into his body, so no chance of a penalty there. Hartlepool United threatening again. Caleb Andrews would have been caught out then if he just miscontrolled that clearance, because Johnson was behind him. Hines, low ball in for O'Brien, still near the halfway line for Woking. Lovely turn from O'Brien, doesn't get away from John. The ball is forced back towards Ross, clears over the halfway line, straight onto the head of Cunningham. Francis controls it, then seems to cannon off his chest or arm perhaps, and Woking tried to press down this left hand side. Too far though for O'Brien. Cartwright still yet to make a save for Hartlepool United. Clears up towards halfway. Beautyman just bends the ball low down this near side. Cunningham again as the ball whips up. United conceded throw. Woking looking to get things moving into injury time. We've had 2 if not 3 stoppages, so there might be another 3 or 4 minutes to go in this first half. Kept in by Johnson, but only for Beautyman to collect, and back it goes to Ross over the halfway line, straight onto the head of Cunningham. Very powerful, athletic central defender. And for a moment the referee did look as though he was going to play advantage for Hartlepool United, but just brings the ball back. So Woking have to defend once again. See a couple of ships out on the horizon, not too far away from the shoreline here. Cross comes in from Daly, pings the ball in towards the far post again. They've been so effective with these crossfield passes and crosses, and Okoli, I should say, stretching out his right leg and has to put that ball out for a corner. Woking struggling, already 2 down. No points so far this season. Hartlepool United looking for a third before half time. Miley bends the ball in! Header coming in from Francis. It came off him last, but it actually goes out for a throw on this near side. So a slow start to the game. Hartlepool United enjoying a couple of set pieces that didn't amount to much. Rhys McNally with an effort over the bar. Woking then grew into the game with Ollie Sanderson. His volley, that was deflected wide. Drew with a deflected shot. Charged down. But those goals from Francis and John have made the difference. As Reid tries to run on to a long ball through the middle. Adesina lost his footing, but the pass was far too strong, and that's a really poor pass from Okoli under no pressure whatsoever. Played it far too hard for Richards, and that's lack of composure there. Now it would be wrong to say that Woking's performance has been error-strewn. They haven't given the ball away cheaply, but they have been undone with crossfield balls with both of their goals. Four minutes of injury time at the end of the first half. Hartlepool United 2, Woking 0. And here's a goal kick for Hartlepool United. Just seeing a seagull swoop very low. The Neil Cooper stand, who was the Hartlepool United manager here on 2 occasions. One of the Gothenburg greats when Aberdeen won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1983, and the fans, not only in the Neil Cooper stand, but all the home fans around the ground, are going to be very, very satisfied with what they have seen so far from their side so far in this game. They lead by 2-0. A bullet header from Jermaine Johnson, and Cameron John with a close range header have given Hartlepool United a comfortable half-time 2-0 lead. Much work for Woking to do as they strive for their first points of the season, whereas for Hartlepool United, their fine start to the season continues. Still yet to concede a goal this season. At half-time, it's Hartlepool United 2, Woking 0. Welcome back to the North East, the Prestige Group Stadium to be precise, and it's been a fine 45 minutes for Hartlepool United. The side on something of a crest of a wave, you could say, pardon the pun, by the North Sea. Really enjoying a fine start to the National League. 2 wins so far, and a draw, leading by 2-0. Couple of changes for Woking at the start of the second half. I'm just going through those now. It looks like Okoli and Buteman have both come off.
Number 4, Enrique Corley. His replacement, number 6, Jamie Andrews.
With Andrews coming on for Josh Osude coming on as well. We are underway at the start of the second half, so those two changes. I must admit, I'm a little surprised that Harry Buteman has come off. We know what Josh Osunde can certainly do. He's a player with renowned pace. And they've really pushed up high at the start of the second half as well of Woking. I'll give you the lineups soon. But Ashford almost picking out Osunde. Drew was up in that attack as well. So just to confirm them, Okoli and Buteman are both off, and they've been replaced by Andrews and Osunde. It's Woking start the second half on the front foot with Osunde, the header, looping header towards O'Brien. O'Brien just trying to get in between two United defenders, one of whom was Cameron John. He puts the ball out for a throw. So I'll give you the lineup shortly, but with Woking on the attack, we'll just leave that for a moment or two. Andrews, possibly a surprise omission from the lineup today. He's going to take this throw, launches it towards the penalty spot. It's flicked on by O'Brien. Here's Turner battling for it. Now on this near side with Andrews. It takes a slight deflection on towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Flicked forward by Reed. Shouts of handball against Odysseia. Play continues. Woking dominating at the start of the second half. Back with Richards on the halfway line. Lifts the ball towards Ashford. Says it's his. Gets the throw. Halfway inside the United half. It's all Woking at the start of the second half. Andrews just cushions the ball back to Drew. It's flicked up towards O'Brien. He doesn't collect though. And now Daly plays the ball forward towards Reed as Ross comes outside the box. Here's Reed to convert for number 3, and it's going to be given. Reed scores again, goal number 3 of the season for him. The ball over the top, through the middle, and Woking are exposed once again with Reed beating the on-rushing Ross. And drills the ball into the empty net from outside the box. Just as Woking started positively on the front foot. And Hartlepool United break forward and score. Hartlepool United 3, Woking 0. Just feels as though
courtesy of number 19,
Woking cannot do anything right at the moment. They've started the half so positively, and yet somehow they now find themselves 3-0 down. And this is what happens when you're full of confidence and when you have none at all. Because no matter how hard you work, if you have no confidence, the things go against you. And you somehow, as a team, you've got to somehow fight your way through that. And it looks like Woking may well be falling to yet another defeat. But they're on the attack here with O'Brien trying to release Caleb Andrews. They have won a corner, Woking. 48 minutes gone. And just getting a goal back would give them a psychological boost, something to fight for. Turner's been quite good with the corners this afternoon. He's going to bend this one in on top of Harvey Cartwright. It's a little deeper that time. Headed away by Cunningham. Out towards Osunde. Heavy first touch from him, and that allows Miley just to nip in. As Osunde just shoves Miley in the chest. Miley doesn't respond. So Woking are playing from left to right in the second half. So let me go through the lineup, but I'll just break for a moment because once again Woking are coming forward. It's a much quicker start to the second half. Andrews just outside the box, gets it out to O'Brien, lifts the ball in almost onto the head of Ashford, beaten to it by Cunningham. And it's so strange to say, but Woking have been so much better at the start of the second half, and yet I've already conceded a goal. As Reed just playing the reverse pass, that's not going to find Daly. Odesina comes away with the ball, stops and gets it back towards Craig Ross. 3-0 for Hartlepool United. Oh dear, Connor, I'm afraid it's 3-0 now for Hartlepool United. Woking making two changes at half-time. They started the half so positively, camped inside the Hartlepool United half, looking to get back into the game. But then, when Hartlepool United broke away through Alex Reid, it was a ball straight through the middle. Reid sprung the offside trap as Woking tried to come forward, but that's straight into the arms of Harvey Cartwright. But as I was saying, Hartlepool United coming forward, ball up through the middle. Reid beat the offside trap. Out came Ross to close him down. He got around Ross and played the ball into the net from about 25 yards out. So he scored 3 for the season. What would Woking give for a player who's already scored 3 this season? It looks as though, unless we see a remarkable comeback, that Woking might well be careering to yet another defeat, their 4th in a row this season. After 51 minutes, it's Hartlepool United 3, Woking 0. Woking battling away, trying to get back into this game. And when you're up against a scoreline like this, certainly from a Woking perspective, just getting a goal back could just give them something to work with. Here they come again, the team in yellow and blue. Ashford tries to just lift the ball towards the left edge of the box. That comes to nothing, and Reid tries to turn in between both Okoli and Odesina. And now Miley strides over the halfway line, plays a reverse pass to Johnson, comes into the box. It's up against Odesina, who nips the ball off his toes and now emerges with a square pass to Turner. Game suddenly more stretched now with Andrews. At least Woking are still prepared to come forward, still working hard. O'Brien to Hines. He's got Odesina, or Sunday I should say, down this right hand side. Hines might use him now, cuts in field instead. Andrews is available in a central position now with Osunde, but he can't get past John. Throw for Woking. Still rather overcast here in the northeast. And Andrews is going to prepare another long throw in. Akinola's up there, flicked on by O'Brien, headed away by Cunningham. Hines towards the back post, doesn't quite reach Ashford. Still with Woking though, halfway inside the United half, on the far side with Drew. Drills the ball in, wins a corner. So despite going 3-0 down, Woking still look positive going forward. And they should be encouraged. Ignoring the goal, their performance has been encouraging. Turner again with the corner, flicked away by Reed. Inside the 6-yard box, should be cleared by Reed, and it is. Hooks the ball away towards the halfway line. Hartlepool United have everybody back. Drew launches one towards the edge of the box. Cunningham has been faultless with his display so far. O'Brien down this right hand side, pokes the ball in field to Ashford. Nice 1-2 between them. Lovely footwork from O'Brien. Tries to thread the ball in through the legs of Miley. Almost tried to take on the defence single-handedly then. O'Brien comes unstuck. Here's Hines though for Woking. Down this right hand side with a Sunday, takes his eye off the ball. And it rolls away from his red boots and out for a throw. In the left back position for Hartlepool United. And it's just those small things that can be so frustrating for players and fans alike. Drew, ball down the middle, took a bounce, which Cunningham just has to control and clear. Finds Francis has been relatively quiet in this second half. He's barely seen the ball. O'Brien though has seen plenty of it. Looking for a free kick, goes down, doesn't get one. Here's Cameron John. Had a spell at Wolves 10 years ago. The ball's lifted towards the far post and Ross slips it under no pressure. Francis was around him, could have pounced. Ross slightly lucky with that one. Clears over the halfway line. Slightly scuffed off his right boot. Straight towards John. John mistimes his tackle, finds Sunday, and Cartwright is right behind it. Little power behind that one. Comfortable save in the end for Cartwright, the summer signing on a season-long loan from Hull City. Actually, saved a penalty in the 2-0 win against Braintree this season, right here. Ashford, as John goes in quite firmly on Ashford, who's gone down. I think it's going to be okay. Cameron John sliding in with a firm challenge. Francis and John, the goal scorers then for Hartlepool United in the first half. Reed with the third shortly after half time. Woking piling forward again. Odesina, great run from him. The pass slightly behind Turner. And Miley in the left back position towards John, controlled by Reed, and now it's just lifted over by Nathan Sheeran. Too strong though for Johnson. And here's Hines for Woking. So Ross across the penalty box, and Drew just looking for support. Aidan O'Brien comes short and collects again from Akinola, looking for Hines, cleared by Topoloi. O'Brien working really hard. He deserves a bit of credit, does O'Brien. He's worked so hard in the second half. Hasn't given up. And neither have Woking. They might be 3-0 down, but they come forward again with Richards linking up well with Drew. And Turner just turns, spins, gets it back to Richards. Lovely turn from Drew. Plays it into the box, almost to the feet of O'Brien, who claps and knows it was the right pass. It just didn't quite connect. And Hartlepool United clear long. So what Neil Ardley is thinking is difficult to say. I think he's going to be so disappointed, of course, with the manner in which they conceded those 2 goals in the first half. And the third goal completely against the run of play. That left Woking exposed. But they're dominating again at Woking. And Tunji Akinola, lovely turn, gets away from Reed and clears right-footed over the halfway line, straight onto the head of Coonagan. Miley gets ahead of Turner. But his pass towards this left-hand side doesn't reach Johnson. Odesina mops up. O'Brien in the centre circle, just trying to mount another attack for Woking. And Hartlepool United may well be just quite content with the scoreline as it is, to manage the game, allow Woking to come on to them. But the way Woking have started, I think that would certainly have pleased the small contingent of Woking fans. It's not going very well, Connor. I can't dress this up, I'm afraid. So it is still 3-0 for Hartlepool United. Goals in the first half from Francis and John, and then Reed just with the third shortly after half-time. But Woking really started the second half with intent, with the double substitution. They have dominated all of the second half. So they started brightly, conceded the third goal, and they have continued in that similar vein. Now, Sunday did force the save from Cartwright. It was a weak effort, to be fair. Cartwright got right behind it, but they're attacking again, Connor. They've got a long throw to come in from Andrews, and they're not giving up, Woking, but they are 3-0 down after 62 minutes. Topolite in a really tight spot. Clears.
Substitution for Hartlepool United.
So Hartlepool United are going to make a couple of changes. So Miley is coming off. He's one of the changes. I can see that Adam Campbell is going to be one of the players coming on for them. So
19 goal scorer Alex Reed.
Reed is off as well. It looks like Brad Walker is coming on. And Adam Campbell are the 2 players coming on. Of course, Adam Campbell had a spell with Crawley when they were promoted to League One. Here's Andrews with the long throw to the edge of the 6-yard box. It looks as though it came off Akinola. I think Akinola knew that himself. I think he was just looking possibly just to flick the ball across the face of the box. It didn't quite work out. Goes up for a goal kick. Hartlepool United cruising at the moment, 3-0. Woking with a game on Monday against York City, and then they're back in the north of England the following weekend when they come up against Morecambe. And what a story that is. But now a chance for Drew possibly to get in behind Francis, who's furious with the rest of his defence for not being quicker to deal with the danger. But Drew would have been in behind the defence if it wasn't for Francis. But they break now with Johnson over the halfway line. Turner recovers well for Woking and gets it back to Ross as Ashford collects now and gets it back to Odesina. Just all really quiet at the moment around the ground. It's Woking just trying to get things moving once again. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Decent pass from Drew to the feet of Ashford, and now Sunday down the left hand side, battling for the ball, goes in slightly late on Sheeran, but he does win a throw. Drew looking to take it short. He's got Richards as an option. Andrews comes short as well. Not a great pass from Andrews back to Drew, but Woking have a throw, but they have gone back somewhat, still inside the United half. Andrews tucks the ball inside, now back on the halfway line with Akinola. Now it's lifted towards Ashford. Great touch from him inside, got it inside Cunningham, but Cunningham and John were unhappy with themselves there. Some miscommunication between them perhaps. But at the moment Woking just can't get the ball to stick what it matters most in and around the Hartlepool box. As Odesina goes down, shoving the back from Daly, and O'Brien picks up. Neat turn from him on the halfway line. He's got Hines available down this right hand side. O'Brien now with the overlapping run. Hines comes in field. Odesina stood on the edge of the box, back with Akinola. Now with Drew. Down the left hand side. Patient build up. Ashford, lovely ball back towards Drew. Cuts the ball back towards O'Brien, who slams it over the bar. Rubs the top of his head. Decent move that from Woking. They got in behind the defence. Ashford with the ball down the right hand side, finding Drew, and he's cut back straight towards Aidan O'Brien, and he got right underneath it, and over the bar it goes. Hartlepool United 3, Woking 0 after 67 minutes. Once again, Woking showing effort and desire, and almost the end product on that occasion. O'Brien loses out that time as Akinola just has to be careful with his pass back. He was aware of Johnson breathing down his neck, but gets it comfortably back to Ross. And Woking come forward again, heading for their fourth defeat in a row. Turner into Osunday, now into the feet of Ashford about 25 yards out, and then it's switched out onto the left hand side with Richards and Drew into Andrews, up against Sherrod. halfway inside the Hartlepool United half. Still down the left-hand side are Woking. Patient build-up on Sunday. Battles for the ball with Cunningham. Andrews switching the ball. Skips away from Odesina. He still picks out Turner. Down this right-hand side now. Clips the ball in. Not a bad ball either. Towards O'Brien. O'Brien very unhappy with the decision from the assistant referee on this near side. He thought it may have come off John, but it's going to be a goal kick for Hartlepool United, and he's been booked as well for the back chat to the assistant referee. So O'Brien's frustrating afternoon now ends up with a booking for the former Millwall player. 70 minutes gone, with the game seemingly out of Woking's reach, but they're still pushing, they're still pressing. Apart from the third goal, Hartlepool have been very quiet going forward. O'Brien gets it to Drew, tries to bend the ball around Francis. Wasn't sure if he was intending just to pick up the ball himself. Anyway, it's cleared by Hartlepool United. They've been penned back in the second half, no doubt about it, Hartlepool United. One chance though, that's all they've had in the second half, and they've taken it. Through Reid, who's now off the field. He continues his fine start to his Hartlepool United career. And it's back with Ross. So as I was saying, those games coming up for Woking, York first on Monday, and then Morecambe, with that brilliant story. When it was thought that they may well have gone out of business, they've come back. They've somehow assembled a side within days, and now in the lunchtime kickoff, they've beaten Altrincham by 2-1. We seem to be going into a very quiet phase of the game. So it might be a good time just to go through the other scores so far in the National League. Braintree and Yeovil with 15 minutes remaining. That's still goalless, so is Eastleigh and Boston. Gateshead 2-0 up at home to Tamworth. 1-1 between Halifax and Forest Green. Solihull Moors 1, Aldershot 4, Sutton 2, Scunthorpe 3. So Scunthorpe are having a fine start to the season themselves. Truro City 0, Southend 1. Hartlepool United have a free kick. And we've not seen them much in the Woking half, but they have this set piece. And the big defenders are up for this one. Clipped in. But Andrews just gets the ball between his feet and clears down this near side, straight towards top line. Down he comes, makes at least 30 yards. He's got Campbell for support, and the ball just bobbles off his knee and goes out of play. And where do Woking go from here? Psychologically, how do they pick themselves up and continue and find something this season just to get things moving? Andrews under pressure gets it back towards Ross, and his clearance chested down by Drew. Lifts it over the head of Andrews though. And that's going to be a throw for Hartlepool United. So you're up to date with all the scores around the National League. And Neil Ardley knows that he's got a tough job on his hands now. Really steadied the ship last season after coming in. Steered them away from relegation. As Cartwright clears over the head of Topolai. Hines under pressure from Johnson. Comes away from him, lifts it towards the halfway line, chased it down by Ashford. Then with his second touch finds Turner, who just lifts the ball skywards over the centre circle. Back it goes out for a throw. Woking still looking to probe, but they give the ball away. Sheeran to Campbell, lovely first time passing from Hartlepool United. The move breaks down on the edge of the Woking box, and Andrews goes down under the tackle of Brad Walker, one of the substitutes. And Woking have a free kick. It has, so that is one good thing you could say. So the scoreline is still the same, Connor, after 76 minutes. Hartlepool United 3, Woking 0, and the warm round of applause you can hear is that we're just seeing a couple of substitutions for the home side. So Woking, they're probing away, they are trying to get back into the game. They have dominated since half time, and they did create what was quite a good goal scoring opportunity. Ashford with a very good pass in behind the defence down the left hand side that found Drew. His cutback found Aidan O'Brien, who's worked tirelessly for Woking this afternoon, got right underneath the ball and blazed it over the bar as Woking once again come forward, but still looking for that elusive goal. They trail by 3-0 with less than 14 minutes to go. That was our latest update with BBC Radio Surrey. Hartlepool United then looking for their third win of the season, and maybe looking for their fourth as Campbell puts Akinola under pressure. Back comes Walker with a header. Sliding in though is Odesina. Makes the challenge. Certainly had some famous managers here over the years. Brian Clough, would you believe, aged just 30, was once the manager here in the 60s. As Caleb Richards wins the header halfway inside his half. Lovely turn from Richards. In fact, Woking do win the free kick on the centre circle. Andrews is going to take this. I think he's had quite a good performance coming on as a sub. Here's Richards. Drew coming short. Down the left hand side, the ball goes backwards. Aidan O'Brien gets it back towards Ross. And with time now definitely running against Woking, the best they may hope for now is a consolation. Drew and Turner just exchange passes near the halfway circle. Lovely change of pace from Akinola finds Drew to Richards, steps in halfway inside the Hartlepool United half as Tarek Hines peels away down this right hand side, makes himself available. Here's Andrews to Turner, up against one of the Hartlepool defenders who has just come on recently, as Topolai just misjudges that cross. Hines inside the area now with Ashford, drills a shot in from a tight angle, and Cartwright straight behind that as well. May well have gone beyond the far post, but Ashford did well just to get the shot away nevertheless from quite a tight angle, and forcing the save from Cartwright. Still Hartlepool United 3, Woking 0. Woking are making another change. Meanwhile, Turner is coming off. Just seeing who's coming on.
Woking operating Jack Turner.
Looks like it's Timmy Akinola is coming on. Jack Hunter, by the way, is on as one of the substitutes for Hartlepool United. Won the FA Trophy with FC Halifax Town, and when the sides last met at Woking, was actually sent off in that dramatic 3-2 victory for Woking when Hartlepool led 2-0 after just 9 minutes. Hunter then got himself sent off, and that was the precursor really to the second half comeback from Woking. Sherrod looking for the 1-2 with Charman, the other substitute coming on for Hartlepool United, and in fact Charman was the one who equalised for Hartlepool United when the sides last met here in January. We've got less than 9 minutes to go on the clock. McNally, first time clearance, battling for it is Andrews, missing out to Hunter. A nice clip forward to Campbell, has to peel away from the far post. The offside flag goes up against the former Crawley and Gateshead
3,416
striker, and the attendance around the 3,400 mark, which is what they had against Braintree for their opening game of the season. And what a job Simon Grayson is doing here at Hartlepool United. It's been a lot of turbulence, a lot of upheaval off the field, but he's certainly brought some good times for Hartlepool United so far. Whereas for Woking, it's all about where do we go next? How do we get our season moving? Here's John, just lifts one down the right hand side, almost getting towards Charman, but Woking can clear and come forward now with Odesina to Andrews, across the back to Tunji Akinola. There's Drew on the halfway line, drops short, plays it square to Andrews, tries to link up with Drew, making the angle run, but wins the throw instead. And sometimes when a football ground is quiet, as it is right now, it's usually a sign of contentment. And that may well be the emotion that the Hartlepool fans are experiencing, as Odesina just had to be very, very careful because he had Charman charging down at him, and he has the ball back now. Hines just trotting towards the halfway line. Drew inside the centre circle looking for the ball. It's with Hines again, closed down very quickly by Brad Walker. Recovers, gets the ball back, has nowhere to go, falls on top of the ball, wins the free kick. Here's Odesina looking for the ball as Drew is almost playing in a central striker's position with Osunde. Now drops short, finds a little space, threads the ball through the legs of Sheeran. Now Ashford gets away from a couple of tackles. The move breaks down on the edge of the 18-yard box and Topolai just hoofs it downfield. Crossfield pass though, finds Charman. He's up against Tunji Akinola. They're still wrestling for the ball. And Akinola concedes the free kick. Charman doing a great job there, just holding off the defender. Jermaine Francis, the scorer of that bullet header in the first half, tormenting the working defence during the first half. Very quiet by comparison in the second half, but he goes off to a warm round of applause. And coming on is the number 17, Sam Follerin. So United have this free kick, then a dangerous position too. It's gone across the face of goal. Cross comes in towards the far post as Charman couldn't reach it. And the offside flag, I think, has gone up in any event on the edge of the penalty area. So Woking, just for a moment, were in a spot of bother, but they managed to just deal with the danger. Well, there was 3 away at Scunthorpe last weekend, 3 again today at Hartlepool United. Is Neil Ardley looking to strengthen? Does he have the opportunities to strengthen? As a tackle goes in late there, Timmy Akinola going in on Rhys McNally, which he didn't like at all. And this is going to cap up a really miserable day for Woking if the referee decides to give Timmy Akinola a red card. My first thought was it may well be a yellow, but judging by Rhys McNally, he wasn't happy, and it is a yellow for Timmy Akinola. He's only been on a couple of minutes, but he's got a booking. "88 minutes gone." Hartlepool United 3, Woking 0. And it's going to be a free kick for Hartlepool. And certainly from a Woking perspective, they can only hope that if Ollie Sanderson is injured, then it isn't serious, and that he is fit once again soon. Timmy Akinola just pokes the ball out towards Drew near the halfway line, but he then has to stretch, picks the ball up, spins, and then shifts the ball out towards this right hand side with Odesina. The flick from Ashford, and now here's Andrews running in a goal. Great tackle comes in just as he was about to shoot. The tackle comes in from the Kosovan Topolai to deny him. And now all of a sudden there was a chance for Hartlepool United at the other end with Campbell, but the pass was behind him. And had the pass been a little stronger, he would have been in on goal with just Ross to beat.
The fourth whistle is given. There'll be 3 minutes at a time. 3 minutes at a time.
Andrews with that chance, but Topoloi beating him to it. Once again, Woking attack with Ashford. Came on during the first half for Sanderson. Had a shot at target from a tight angle. It's worked hard enough. Now heading into injury time. One-two between O'Brien and Hines. Hines breaks inside the box, still has possession. Walker brings out his leg. Sunday is there! Just to get the ball across the face of the box. Cunningham clears first time.
Consecutive home game. The fans, man of the match is number 7, Jermaine Francis.
And Woking may just have time to create one more chance. Here they come again. Down the left hand side. Smart turn from Drew. Up against the former Kidderminster Harriers man. McNally gets the ball away. Timmy Okinola looking lively inside the centre circle to Andrews. Had that chance, almost that half chance to get a consolation for Woking. Denied by Topoloi. Has it again, does Andrews. About 25 yards out. Tries to get the ball towards Sunday. Sunday back to goal on the edge of the box. Lifted in by O'Brien. Good turn for Ashford. Shoots. Instinctive reaction from Ashford just to stick out his outstretched leg. But Cartwright was there to deny him. Sunday drills the ball in. Cleared by Walker. Ashford almost on the end of that pass from Andrews. Couldn't beat Cartwright though. And Cartwright's goal looks like it might be intact for yet another match. Charman on the break for Hartlepool United. Tries to find Follerin. Gets it now halfway line. And there is the full time whistle as Hartlepool United continue with their excellent start to the season, recording 3 wins out of 4, still unbeaten, still to concede a goal this season. They were 2 up by half time with goals from Jermaine Francis and Cameron John. The goal from Francis was a stunning bullet header from 7 yards out. The one from Cameron John much closer in near the goal line. Woking, they made a couple of changes at half time following the withdrawal of Ollie Sanderson. They started the second half effectively. They began on the front foot, but Hartlepool United, they made it 3 with a breakaway goal. Alex Reid sprung the offside trap, rounded Craig Ross from outside the box, put the ball into the empty net. So Woking yet to win this season, yet to get a point this season. I can see Neil Ardley walking over to the small band of Woking fans and shook hands with a number of them to thank them for coming this afternoon. It's another sore for Woking, falling to their 4th consecutive defeat of the season. They face York City next on Monday, with the games coming thick and fast. There were good signs from Woking this afternoon, but against Hartlepool United this afternoon, they simply had no answer. The final score here at Hartlepool is Hartlepool United 3, Woking 0.
In the National League, Morecambe 2, Altrincham 1, Brackley Town 2, Rochelle 1, Braintree 1, Yeovil 0, Eastleigh 2, Boston Red 0, FC Halifax 1, Forest Green 2, Gateway 2, Tannock 1, Solihull 1, Aldershot 5, Sutton 2, Skidmore 3, Truro 0, Southend 1.
The wheels are falling off, it all shows signs of engine. You've had to know 3 hours for your